This is the all-new Elite Artus for 2025. This is Elite's 30-inch axle-to-axle offering. Comes in a variety of different colors, and Elite has done some changes and some improvements to their flagship products to make them shoot better, draw better, and hopefully get some more arrow speed out of them. So let's go through this, measure this bow out, let's test it. Let's get you guys some real-world hunting arrow speeds and see if this is going to be a bow that you want to shoot in 2025. All right, like I said, this is going to be the new 30-inch axle-to-axle flagship bow for Elite this year. This is actually coming in at 30 and a 16th inch axle-to-axle. When we did our measurements, it was 30 and an 1/8, so very close. Speeds up to 340 feet a second. Draw lengths from 25 to 30 and a half inches. 6 and 7 inches of brace height, so it should be a pretty forgiving bow. It's going to come in draw weights of 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, and 75 peak draw weights. Elite says this bow weighs 4.7 pounds. We're going to weigh that and confirm it. And let off up to 90%, still has the let off adjustment that they've had on their last couple cams. This is a new cam for this year, and if you can see, Elite has gone to this split yoke around the cam, which a lot of other bows are adding this year. But what this is going to do is it's going to take it from a 3-track system to a 5-track. And if you guys have watched videos that I've done in the past, like on the Omnia and my Ethos, they are both 3-track systems, and you would get a little bit of cam lean when you drew it back. These Elites just had a little bit of lean to it, but by splitting the cam here, with this little yoke piece, it's going to pull equally on both sides of the axle, so it's going to eliminate a lot of wheel lean and cam lean in these bows. So hopefully we don't have to do anything. We're not going to have to move the set around that much. We're not going to have to move the LTR around that much, but they still have a lot of those features that come with the tunability of these Elites. You still have the adjustable limb pocket in the set technology. You still have the adjustable let off. You still have the rotating module to adjust for your draw lengths. Still have the LTR, so you can move the roller guard left and right to inflict cam lean or take some out, and set technology back down here on the bottom. Elite has added a lot of new features to this bow as in terms of like accessory attachments. They have added a picatinny rail on these new limb pockets for this year on the top and on the bottom, so they do have some attachments that are going to go on, some bipods, and some things to kind of so you can make the shooting experience more comfortable, especially in your backyard. They've added a picatinny rail to the front of the riser, so now you can use a picatinny mount for your sight, but you still have the options of the side holes in the back. They have the integrated rest, and they also have on this integrated rest, you can't see it here because of this whisker biscuit, but they do have the holes for the Hamskea, so you can lock a Hamskea on the back of this and make it as slim and streamlined as possible. So if you get all those accessories, it's going to be very tight. And Elite has come out with a new quiver this year that's going to keep everything super, super low profile. So if you use all this in conjunction, you are really stepping up to what a lot of the bows on the market kind of already have. Elite is now playing in that game. So when it comes to all the parts and pieces, you can do it all with Elite, and you can be super slim and super trim. So let's get some specs on this bow. Let's measure it out. We'll head over into the range. We'll get some arrow speeds. I'll pull some arrows from the back and give you guys some real world hunting. We're going to set it at 30 inches, 70 pounds. And then we might, if I don't lose the camera battery, I might take the performance mods that are on this cam and switch them to the smooth mods and then shoot it at 70, 30 inches so you guys can see the difference between the performance mods and the smooth mods. So I've shot both of them on my bows. I don't notice that much of a difference, just a couple feet, but we're going to give you guys some numbers. Get some numbers on this. Brace height supposed to be 6 and 7/8 of an inch. And to the front side of the string, we are sitting 6 and 7/8, maybe just a hair shy of 7/8 if you measure off of the serving. Axle to axle is supposed to be 30 and an 1/8 or 30 and a 16th. And we're coming in just over 30 and a 16th. If we measure from edge to edge, axle to axle, it's looking like 30 and an 1/8. So very, very close. Physical weight on this bow is supposed to be 4.7 pounds. We're going to zero our scale out here. Steve, we do have a whisker biscuit and the little dampener at the bottom. 4.5 pounds. So a little heavy. Again, whisker biscuit, they don't weigh that much. But we'll take the dampener off the bottom. Teetering between 5.1 and 5.2. Check the draw weight on this. We'll zero it out. It looks to be bottomed out, 70 pounds. Knees at forward. 71.4, so gotta take a little bit out. Still has these locks on the limb bolts, so you can lock the limb pocket down. Make sure when you are adjusting your Elites that you loosen these up, because if you don't and you adjust it and you draw it back and fire it, it's going to make an awfully loud pop and it's not going to feel good. Let's go with one hole twist, probably a little much. %, let off, 67.5, way too much. Let's go 3/4 back in. $70.3, I'm gonna call that good. See if I can't get you guys a accurate-ish draw length. Dang, that doesn't look like 30 inches to me. I don't know what does. Maybe 30 and a 16th at a tick high, but. All right, here we go. We're gonna get a couple shots with this Artus and kind of get you guys a feel for it. This is set at 70 pounds. 30 inches with 90% let off. Now you can adjust the let off with this little shoe on the cam. I really do like that. I've actually used that a lot with my target stuff to get the bow to hold the way I want to. But let's get a couple shots out of this Artus and see how it feels. I do like they've kept the grip. The grip has probably been one of my favorite things about these Elites. It just, I don't know, it just fits me really well. Draw cycle. Not bad, a little stiff, not stiffer than last year. Not much on the break. Maybe a tiny bit of vibration, but the bow doesn't want to jump or go anywhere. It just wants to stay put. Just lobing that 90% over. Let this one down. That 90% just wants to jump, baby. But it definitely does feel more stable with this split yoke around the axle, around the cam. Let's see what the lean looks like. Looking at the top and bottom cams, virtually no lean. So that's pretty good. I like the way it feels. I haven't been a big fan of a 30-inch axle-to-axle bow in a while, but this actually doesn't feel that bad. Maybe put like a nose button on it to get my head a little bit more upright, but this feels really good. Let's get the chrono set up, get some speeds. Like I said, 365, 475, and 550. All right, here we go from lightest to heaviest. First one is 364 grains. 319 feet a second. 30 inches, 70 pounds. Second arrow, 474 grains. This is mine. This is the UV1K. My hunting arrow from this year. Did not register. 280, we'll call it 282. And the last one for you heavy guys, this is a 550 grain arrow. $265.5. That is it. Again, I think Elite has a great offering in this Artus. It's a little heavier than some of the other flagship bows in the market, but it does come with all the accoutrements. It does have the picatinny mount. It does have the integrate for the QAD and the Hamskea. It does have the picatinny rail on the top for the new bipod and some of the accessories that they've come out with. It still has the set technology, so you can lean the cam. You can still adjust your let off. You can still adjust cam lean by the roller guard. So Elite does have a lot of great offerings on this bow, just a tick heavy, but it is producing good arrow speeds. My hunting arrow is 282 feet a second, I believe. But guys, get subscribed to the channel because next week I am going to be building this Elite Artus in Bottomlands, which I think is going to be the most popular color of 2025. The way I would build it to go to tack and to go hunt with. And once I'm done building this bow, it's gonna go on the wall right behind the counter, and you can come down here and purchase it right off the wall. So if that's something you guys are interested in, get subscribed to the channel, follow us on social media, barefoot_archery and Jeff Cordero. And until next time, guys, we'll see you on the next video.